Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to What's on Your Mind. I'm your host, Russ Rhodes, on this, I don't know, can we say balmy day? This balmy afternoon? Even though it's 25 degrees, it's a heck of a lot better than the single digits we were experiencing over the weekend, right? I'm hoping that everybody survived with minimal inconveniences there. But, hey, new week, so we're starting off 25 degrees right now. And the sun is out, so it is a gorgeous day. Hey, I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. We're going to have some open conversation today here on What's on Your Mind. Give me a call on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. What's on Your Mind is brought to you by K2 Engineering, Coldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty, Hicks & Baugh's Drugstore, and Gary's Auto Sales. Bunch of things on my list here this afternoon, and it's just my list. If there's something else you want to chat about, by all means, give me a buzz. So new details are still coming out on this, but excuse me. But President Trump apparently has reached a new trade agreement with India. The United States will reduce the tariff on Indian goods from 25% down to 18%, while at the same time India is going to move to eliminate its tariffs and non-tariff barriers on American products. So there's that. Something else that the president has announced. So most, if not all of you, have heard about the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. That's where the U.S. government buys and stockpiles oil for national emergencies. It was really conceived as a way to make sure our military had oil and gasoline in case of a war, but has since expanded for, national security needs. Well, the president has announced Project Vault, where the United States is going to begin stockpiling rare earth minerals. So in dealing with private companies, there is $1.67 billion from private companies that are partnering on this to buy rare earth minerals and stockpile them. In addition, the U.S. Export-Import Bank is loaning another $10 billion to purchase these rare earth minerals. Now, rare earth minerals, don't ask me which minerals constitute rare earth. I don't know. Lithium, I think, is one of them, and cadmium. Anyway, these are special rare minerals that go into your cell phones, electric vehicles, computers, so much more. China controls about anywhere from 70 to 80% of the rare earth deposits in the world. So this is a way to make sure we're not beholden to China. Let's see here. What else? Well, I mentioned the temperature here, 25 degrees. Well, Punxsutawney Phil. Groundhog Day today, the 140th anniversary celebrating Punxsutawney Phil. Saw a shadow, 6 more weeks of winter. So I guess we could pretty much say, who didn't see that coming, right? So just letting you know, 6 more weeks. In what form, I don't know. Okay, also on the cold. So Florida is the home to many iguanas. And when it hits 40 degrees, iguanas, being cold-blooded creatures, tend to, they don't die, but they basically go to sleep. They go into hibernation mode. And their muscles lock up and they can't use them, and they tend to fall out of trees. Well, it's when the iguanas are in this condition, called torpor is one of the words used to describe that, that Floridians are allowed to gather and capture iguanas without a permit to do so. And they can take them to a wildlife office. There's a number of them throughout the state, set up the state of Florida to accept these nearly frozen iguanas for the purpose of, they're considered a pest in Florida, an invasive pest. So they're either going to be sold or given to pet shops that can legally sell them, or they're going to be humanely done away with. Now, you as the private citizen, you have rules to follow. You have to put your semi-frozen iguana into a cloth sack or bag that can be sealed. So, in other words, think of a pillow covering that has a zipper on it. So you put them in there and zip them in. But it gets better. You can't just take them to the wildlife office. No. You now have to put them into a container, a hard container, such as, I guess a kitty cat transport or dog transport that can be closed securely, because you don't want this iguana waking up in your car as you're driving him to the wildlife center. But there's one more step you have to do. You have to mark the cage as wildlife transport. So you have to have your Sharpie available. The things government makes us do just cracks me up. Okay, what else here? Hey, did you know that ICE, immigration, was down in West Virginia for 2 weeks? They were in Charleston and, Morgantown and a couple other towns doing, immigration custodies. Did you know that? I didn't know that until they announced that they've been down there for two weeks. They were able to arrest 650 illegal aliens in the state of West Virginia, with some of the usual suspects, child predators, assaults, people you really don't want on your streets. Reason we didn't hear about it is local law enforcement in the state partnered with ICE to make these arrests. So see how well things go when law enforcement cooperates. There's nobody killed, nobody injured, no vandalism. Wow. All righty. Let's see here. Winter Olympics, they start Friday in Italy. 2 cities are co-hosting, Milan and Cortina. So there are 16 different sports in the Winter Olympics. There will be 116 medal events that take place. So the Winter Olympics start this Friday. Are you going to watch? I will be. So there's that. Let's see here. What else do we want to talk about? Not that I want to live in California the way things are out there anymore. I don't know how many of you know this. I was actually born in Los Angeles, just Linwood, suburb of LA. And I've been to California a couple of times since then. It is a beautiful state. Not so sure I want to go and live in a state where it's, $5 a gallon gasoline and it's the heaviest tax state in the nation. Not so sure I want to go back and live there. Anyway, one thing else that California is kind of known for is earthquakes. Since 9 o'clock our time, 6 a.m. West Coast time, the San Francisco area has been subjected to 8 earthquakes, according to the U.S. Geological Survey. Anywhere from 2.5 on the Richter scale, all the way up to the highest recording, 4.2. So, don't know if that means something bigger is on the way, or the Earth has a little upset stomach and is doing some grumbling. But this I don't know. Would you, if you were out in San Francisco and you felt those tremors quite, number of times in the last 6 hours, would you be a little, concerned that something else was coming? All right, here. Down in Washington, D.C., the president announced that after July 4th of this year, after the big celebration of this country's 250th birthday, the Kennedy Center is going to close down for 2 years to undergo renovations. Now, the president did not mention a price tag for the renovation. However, Congress has approved a $250 million budget for repairs, maintenance, and security upgrades with the Kennedy Center. So is that where the funds come from? I don't know, but there you go. And finally, on the other end of the state, we're going to head back to immigration here a little bit. The other end of the state, Philadelphia, the Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner, who just won re-election, by the way, where crime is up 30% and he doesn't do a whole lot of prosecuting of people that have been arrested, has said that he will hunt down and prosecute wannabe Nazis after the Trump administration is no longer in place. Wow, huh? Wow. So now some people consider that a threat against federal officers, and that he should be prosecuted for threatening federal officers. Do you see that as a threat? And do you think Larry Krasner, the Philadelphia District Attorney, should be prosecuted because of all of that? Okay, and then finally, Super Bowl 60. It's 1 week from yesterday. Seattle Seahawks take on the New England Patriots in San Francisco at Levi Stadium there. Seahawks are 4.5-point favorites. So who do you think will win? I'm rooting for the Seahawks. Quite frankly, I am. And we'll see what happens. Will you be watching? Are you going to watch the game? So that pretty much does it off of my list. If there's something else you want to chat about, by all means, give me a buzz. Again, the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. It's time for that first break of the afternoon. So that's what we're going to take care of right now. Both lines are open. Give me a buzz. No waiting. and we'll start some conversation right after this.
There's only one best lunch spot in Uniontown. Titlow Tavern and Grill on West Main Street, serving 8-ounce Reubens, foot-long cheesesteaks and subs, half-pound handmade burgers, plus pizza, calzones, strombolis, pepperoni rolls, and fresh salads like Greek, antipasto, salmon, steak, and chicken. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9, Friday till 10, Saturday 2 to 10. Dinner and happy hour specials nightly, and private parties are welcome. Call 724-437-6749. Titlow Tavern and Grill.
Experiencing symptoms of COPD? Frontier Clinical Research in Scottsdale has been selected to conduct a clinical research study, and participants are needed. All study-related care will be provided at no cost, and no health insurance is required. Compensation up to $2,200 for qualified participants for time and travel. To learn more, call Frontier Clinical Research in Scottsdale at 724-220-5281. That's Frontier Clinical Research in Scottsdale at 724-220-5281.
Hey, you looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle? Well, look no more, because with over 200 vehicles, Gary's Auto Sales is the largest used car dealer in the area. Whether you want a car, a truck, or an SUV, you'll absolutely find what you're looking for at Gary's. Gary's has been in business since 1974. You can visit them online at Gary'sAutoSales.com, or you can give them a call at 724-626-8080. Gary's Auto Sales. Many miles, many smiles.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has 2 convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borge Jr.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest, now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
WMBS.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. It is Open Conversation. Give me a buzz, 724-438-4593. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Iguana on a stick.
Yep.
Get them while they're cold.
Yep.
do you remember Monty Python's Albatross?
That one's not ringing a bell, Frank.
Albatross on a stick.
No.
John Cleese.
Yeah. Well, who else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Apparently iguana. Some people say they are very tasty.
Well, people eat rattlesnake.
Well, yeah, and of course, like everything else, they say it tastes like chicken.
With rattlesnake, yeah, iguana, I don't know. Turtle,
I don't know,
is extremely popular.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
The other day we were talking about what went wrong in Minnesota, and why there were so many demonstrations and a couple tragic shootings, and you mentioned West Virginia today as a place where the police cooperated with what was going on, but there's a twist to the Minnesota thing. I read an article, I think it was last month, in the Wall Street Journal, and this concerns the fraud that went on with the COVID money.
Okay.
Minnesota, unlike just about every other state, abolished the office of the state treasurer. So there was no oversight coming in on that money. And people right now who are under prosecution say, well, the governor's office just approved it. It came, in a funnel through the governor's office. And consequently, there was no oversight. It was distributed among 10 different agencies. Now, I'll read you a little bit of the article. It said that in 98, voters approved a constitutional amendment scrapping the treasurer's office after supporters of the move argued that the office's duties were mostly clerical and that eliminating it could save up to $1 million a year. Effective in 2003, the treasurer's authority was scattered among state agencies, leaving billions of dollars in the hands of appointed officials and career staff who didn't answer directly to the voters. What had been a public trust became an internal conversation among bureaucrats, largely shielded from public scrutiny. Then it goes on to say that the cost of Minnesota's mistake exploded during the pandemic with the Feeding Our Future scandal. Prosecutors alleged that a network of operators stole nearly $250 million meant to feed children, billing for 91 million phantom meals and spending the proceeds on mansions, luxury cars, jewelry, and real estate. So Minnesota just set itself up for a real mess, and it's the Somali community that took advantage of this, I'm sorry to say. Mm-hmm. This is part of the whole mess up there. And it was all to save $1 million. Whenever I hear people cry about, we've got to get rid of state officials because, we pay them all this money. Well, my goodness, they supervise hundreds of millions and billions of dollars, in the state budget. And that money that state reps and row officers are paid as chump change compared to what, they're administering. So there stands a great example of just a catastrophe waiting to happen over saving $1 million and getting rid of the state treasurer.
Wow.
That's how it happened. Yeah. And you might want to research and go a little further. This was an op-ed piece in the Wall Street Journal.
Wow. So, and I'm looking, you going back, estimated it would save a little over around $1 million a year.
Yes.
Well, that was back in 1998, so I'm sure that cost. So even if it's gone up to $2 million a year, okay, based off of what I'm looking at right now, is the Minnesota population of Minnesota is not quite $6 million. So that works out to what? 25, 30 cents a person a year?
Yeah.
to fund the treasurer's office?
Yes.
Yeah. Meanwhile, billions and billions are lost and unaccounted for.
Well, hundreds of millions, not billions, but it's created this. Yeah. I mean, if you look into the way these, and see, President Biden, when he passed his budget, had drawdowns for child care. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't specified as to what that was going to be. It was left up to the states. So this money goes out, and certain individuals took advantage of that. And, you go on the news and you'll see empty rooms with little paper signs taped up outside saying, this is a daycare center, and there's nobody in the room.
So,
this is what they did. They just filled the requirements at a very basic level to answer for the grant money and pocketed the rest.
So
gave away very little food or services.
So one of the narratives going, and I'm sure you've heard this, is the reason for the protests up in Minnesota is to take away the coverage on the possible fraud, to change the topic, what's out there. And I never really buy into those type of things. However, an article out today, the president of the, I don't know if it's Minnesota or Minneapolis Teachers Federation,
Okay.
This article says there are electronic messages from this president to others in the Federation that, yeah, they've got the support and the backing and are in constant communication with elected officials.
Well,
the protest. So when you read that, it makes you wonder, okay, is the reason for the protesting is in the volume that we're seeing in Minnesota and Minneapolis, is it because it is trying to divert our attention away from the fraud?
Well, it's incredible the amount of money those agencies absorbed, and yes, that could well be a smokescreen. The money was spread, throughout the state bureaucracy with the governor's office as a funnel, and this is why Tim Walz is in so much trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was a caller last week, James. He said that Amy Klobuchar is going to run for governor.
Yes, she has announced now.
And then Walz will be appointed to fill out her term in the Senate.
Well,
and they are very close. There's no question about that.
Well, he has since, now this doesn't include being appointed, he has since just last week in an interview said he is done with politics. He will never run for office again. That doesn't account for being appointed. I don't think that will happen. But Tim Walz, the Attorney General, is it Mike Ellison? I'm not sure the first name. Ellison, and the mayor of Minneapolis are supposed to testify to Congress this week about the fraud in Minnesota. So we'll see what happens.
More and more will open up. But as I say, if anything was penny wise and pound foolish, it was getting rid of the oversight.
Sure, absolutely.
Built into the state government. And, I mean, here in Pennsylvania, I listen to the afternoon road show, and very often Stacey Garrity's a guest.
Mm-hmm.
And by all accounts, she's done a very good job of oversight, by way of the Treasurer's office in saving the taxpayers a lot of money. That's what these offices are there for. It's like the comptroller with the city or the county. They're supposed to be there watching the money. And when you get rid of them, you just open yourself up to a real mess. And that's exactly what's happened here.
Well, you got to also wonder, based on this article that you quoted from the Wall Street Journal,
right.
Okay, so this is millions and millions and millions in Minnesota. What about the lesser ones? 100,000 here, 50,000 there, that there's no oversight on, that just, adds up. So how much of the little things have fallen through the cracks?
That's the big problem. In budgets, these kinds of line items are known as soft money.
Mm-hmm.
And the sad thing was, it was not defined when President Biden wrote that bill, which was intended sort of as a stimulus to the economy and caused our inflation, or helped cause our inflation. But child care was just not defined. It was just this big nebulous area. And the drawdowns, as I understand it, are there for 10 years. Now, whether or not Congress will appropriate that money, I don't know. But it was budgeted in for 10 years. I'm trying to think what that bill was called. But it was the equivalent of President Trump's big, beautiful bill. Was it Build Back Better or something?
It might have been.
Yeah.
Build Back Better, I believe, was under President Biden.
Yes, this was under President Biden. And there were these nebulous areas. I mean, a part of it, like the CHIPS Act, was semi-soft money. That was actually proposed by President Trump. But President Biden did in certain cases, was hands-on with, for example, Intel. But then other areas like child care was just wide open. It was just, the money's going to child care. Well, who, what, when, where, and where's the need? Usually you have to present a need, but he was just trying to put money into the economy earmarked for liberal causes. And evidently it was really taken advantage of in Minnesota and who knows where else.
Yeah.
But this is a bright and shining example because they got rid of their treasurer. And just this is government money with no controls, no auditing. And, if it wasn't so egregious, we probably wouldn't know about it.
So here's a question. Did the federal government know when this legislation was written? Did they know that Minnesota did not have a treasurer?
I don't think it mattered.
Well, no, I think it can matter if I know that you don't have a treasurer, then I write in additional steps, additional rules on how that money is then spent and how it is accounted for. Okay, you don't have a treasurer, but you're either going to form a committee that is, liable for accountability to the federal government, or we, the federal government, are going to watch and make sure things are spent right.
The money was just carte blanche to the states. And, there are 50 states, and they all have different systems. You can't look into every one. And I got on your show several years ago and carped about this. I said, when President Obama put together a stimulus bill, he was smart. $750 billion were approved for projects in the states, but they had to have been vetted. You remember in 2008, 2009 when
they had to have been shovel-ready.
Yes. If the states had a highway project that was going to be built and all the I's were dotted and the T's were crossed, then the federal government would step up to the plate because the economy was collapsing. This was a way to rebuild infrastructure. And even though $750 million was appropriated, only about half was spent because the states didn't have the qualifying programs. You just couldn't dream up a program. But this was just up in the air. Child care what? Child care who? Well, okay, you've got a child care agency and things look good on paper. Here comes the money.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody
was there to see it was legit. Hey, Frank, I got another caller here, so need to, but I thank you for the conversation.
Yes, and check out Monty Python live at the Hollywood Bowl.
All righty, will do.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Frank. Bye-bye. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Belated Happy New Year to you, Russ. This is Connellsville Bill.
Hey, Bill, how are you?
I'm doing good. I was just wondering who you were picking for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Seattle is who I'm rooting for.
Yep, I am too. Well, thanks, and keep up the good work.
Oh, well, thanks. I appreciate it, Bill. You have a great one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Hey, that, guess what? It puts us up close enough to take our second break of the afternoon. So we're going to do that, and when we come back, both lines are currently open. So give me a buzz, 724-438-4593, and together you and I will finish out hour one of What's on Your Mind right after this.
Hey everyone, this is Josh Krysak here letting you know that it's not too late to purchase a shed, carport, or building due to the cold weather that's upon us. Ron from Ultimate Structures will explain.
Here at Ultimate Structures, we go full-time, year-round to service our customers. Don't let the cold weather discourage you from purchasing the storage building for your needs. Our manufacturers and installation crews keep chugging through the cold weather. There may be minor delays due to snow and ice, but you can be assured every attempt will be made to get your building up and ready to protect your valuables.
That is great news to hear, Ron. Our listeners can still purchase a shed, carport, garage, or building to fit their needs.
Customers can call me anytime to discuss their needs at 724-557-3281. That's 724-557-3281. We can sit down and design what you desire. Come out to our mega lot to view models to fulfill your dreams. We are Ultimate Structures, satisfying Fayette County customers since 2007.
Couples Comedy with married comedians Tom Cotter and Carrie Louise comes to the State Theater Center for the Arts Friday, February 13th at 8 p.m. for a hilarious Valentine's performance. An America's Got Talent Season 7 finalist and one of the funniest comics today, Tom Cotter, and Carrie Louise, a Last Comic Standing finalist, are sure to make it an uproarious Valentine's night out. For tickets, call 724-439-1360 or online at statetheater.info. Recommended for those 16 and over.
We have your gifts to celebrate love, birthdays, anniversaries, special occasions, or all the above. Things that go bling, earring pendants and rings, all types of handbags, crossbodies, concealed carry, and slings, Western Southwest, boots, hats, and more, silver Zapata jewelry, fun fashion turquoise. It's a staple in our store. Strap, 34 South Street in downtown Uniontown, located in the rear of the State Farm Building, 724-557-6184. We value your shopping experience here with us at Strap, so come on in, sit a spell, enjoy a refreshment, and a bag of peanuts. Strap, 724-557-6184. We're open Tuesday to Friday, 11 to 5, and Saturdays, 10 to 3. Convenient street parking right in front of our shop. You're sure to adore us, and you'll love our prices. Shop small, shop Strap.
Are delinquent credit cards, medical bills, and personal loans stressing you out? Are you unable to catch up? Are the debt collection calls just too much? If yes, then call Zebley Law at 724-439-9200. Zebley Law provides free in-person consultations. Then, using our decades of experience, we recommend a plan for relief. Before hiring a debt relief company or an out-of-town bankruptcy firm, call the local law firm serving Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties since 2001. Call Zebley Law at 724-439-9200.
Ready to update your home? Find what you need at Zen's Construction Warehouse. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff will be happy to help you the old-fashioned way. Zen's is open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30, Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 2. 485 Walnut Hill Road in Continental. Zen's Construction Warehouse, 724-366-8274. Or visit Zen's Construction Warehouse's Facebook page.
Zen's Construction Warehouse. Our surplus, your savings. WNBS.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. It is Open Conversation, 724-438-4593. We've got about 6 minutes left in hour 2, so plenty of time to give me a call, and both lines are open, so no waiting. Give me a call at that number again, 724-438-4593. So been driving around, this past weekend around town into Pittsburgh and whatnot. And, it's just, to me, it's interesting, maybe almost fascinating just to drive by and see the rivers frozen. Our water companies tell us if you're concerned about frozen pipes, leave your faucet on. Leave a trickle of water moving through those pipes, right? So how is it that keeps your pipes from freezing, But a river, which is constantly moving, how is it that freezes? I don't know. Anyway, it's we don't get to see the rivers, and you know the Mon's frozen. But I understand maybe the Allegheny's frozen now. I don't know. But at one point, the Allegheny was not. So that's I find that to be a little interesting. But no, everything is frozen now, I guess. And the Coast Guard has stopped all traffic on the rivers because of the ice. There was a cruise ship, a smaller cruise ship up in Alaska that got stuck in the ice and had to call the Coast Guard to come and break them free. So I think it was the Polar Star. One of the Coast Guard's icebreakers showed up on scene and got the cruise ship free and led the way to open waters to make sure they got there okay. So meanwhile, all the cruisers were out on the deck watching the Coast Guard do what they do, and I guess the management supplied champagne to everybody out there on deck as they were watching, and got to watch something that wasn't initially part of the cruise itinerary. So yeah, you know, as much as this freezing cold can bring inconveniences, whether it's ice storms that cause electrical outages or frozen pipes. In its own way, frozen nature is another facet of its beauty to me. So, I don't know. I still, I'm cold and I freeze my you-know-what off, but I still enjoy the frozen temperatures and the freezing time out there. So I hope you've been able to find a little joy in this frozen weather that is going to start easing up over the next few days, I guess. So we're almost out of it, and we're pretty much halfway through winter at this point in time. And remember, Punxsutawney Phil earlier today said 6 more weeks, so we're going to hold him at his word on that. Come the middle of March, we want this all gone, right? We want it done with and gone away, and we want to see the flowers start to bloom and the green of the trees returning. That's what we're waiting for at this point in time. Okay, what else you want to chat about here in the closing minutes of hour one? I going with the frozen temperatures again. Just I find it humorous, the iguanas down in Florida, when it gets down to a certain degree, and I guess 40 is the magic number. They start going into hibernation mode, so to speak. Can you imagine walking down the sidewalk and an iguana falls out on your head? That might hurt. So, yeah. And then I haven't seen it yet where alligators, when things get cold, they poke their noses up through the ice. And so they're completely submerged, and they too, cold-blooded creatures, but it's their way of surviving. So haven't seen pictures of that yet this year, but it does happen. Nature finds a way to survive no matter what the extremes are, extreme heat or extreme cold. Nature finds a way to survive. Well, guess what? that just about does it for the first hour of What's on Your Mind. But don't worry, we've got a second hour planned. We're going to continue with the open conversation. The WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. Write that down, and we can continue talking in the next hour. Meanwhile, CBS News is next. News from around the world, around the country. And then TJ's in here with the local news, sports, and weather. This is What's on Your Mind on WMBS at the Tone, 2 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. In Minnesota, the Hennepin County Medical Examiner has ruled that Alex Preddy's official manner of death was a homicide. The 37-year-old Minneapolis nurse's cause of death was multiple gunshot wounds, according to the report, which also says that Preddy was shot by law enforcement officers and died in the emergency room at Hennepin Healthcare. Now, tactics by federal immigration agents and Department of Homeland Security funding is at issue as Congress is back in session. With a partial government shutdown underway, Democratic votes will be needed to approve the DHS bill, and Democrats are threatening to withhold approval if changes in DHS policy are not made. CBS's Nicole Killian on the Hill.
The Speaker really wanted to try to fast-track this bill, but according to our sources, the Speaker had a conversation with Leader Jeffries over the weekend where it was conveyed that House Democrats would not put up extra votes to fast-track this measure, so that's why it's got to go through the more traditional process.
The House Rules Committee will also take up whether to hold former President Bill Clinton and former First Lady and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton in contempt of Congress for not abiding by a subpoena to testify. Today's show host Savannah Guthrie was off the air this morning after her 84-year-old mother was reported missing in Arizona. The latest on the search from our Peter King.
Investigators say 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was last seen Saturday night near her home west of Tucson. She was reported missing after she failed to show for a church event, and now Pima County, Arizona Sheriff Chris Nano says her home is considered a crime scene.
She did not leave on her own. We know that.
Nano says Guthrie has no cognitive issues but is mobility impaired and has other problems requiring medication.
Medication that if she doesn't have in 24 hours, it could be fatal.
Peter King, CBS News.
Snow and ice swept across the southeastern United States over the weekend. It went far south into Florida, but did more in the Carolinas that felt the freeze late last week. CBS's Dave Malkoff is in Charlotte.
It was almost like a winter hurricane that came through there. Some trees came down into houses. The ice built up on the power lines, and that's what cut off power to some of those people. And that was last week's event, and they're still working to get the power on right now.
The president reportedly had a phone call with FBI agents involved in the search of the Fulton County, Georgia election center last week. CBS's Stacey Lynn reports.
The New York Times reports that President Trump spoke to some of the agents the day after the raid. It says Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard met with the investigators, and then she called the president and put him on speakerphone, where he offered them praise.
Stocks are up on Wall Street. The Dow has jumped 516 points. This is CBS News.
Follow and listen to CBS Mornings on the go on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You can go to Big Box Medical Office.
Now serving number 3,943.
Or
Hi, come on in. How are you?
for personal, professional health care you can trust, see Dr. Paul Hardley and nurse practitioners Tara Bozek, Jessica Reckhart, and Stacy Morris, proudly serving our community for over 30 years. Need care today? Walk-ins are always welcome. For your primary care, call Dr. Paul Hartley at 724-437-1109 or visit ppcp.org. Or
serving number 3,940.
There's only one best lunch spot in Uniontown. Titlo Tavern and Grill on West Main Street, serving 8-ounce Reubens, foot-long cheesesteaks and subs, half-pound handmade burgers, plus pizza, calzones, strombolis, pepperoni rolls, and fresh salads like Greek, antipasto, salmon, steak, and chicken. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9, Friday till 10, Saturday 2 to 10. Dinner and happy hour specials nightly, and private parties are welcome. Call 724-437-6749. Titlo Tavern and Grill.
Rodriguez takes a look.
Hi, Mr. President.
The First Lady's documentary Melania opened with the biggest audience for a documentary in a decade. It took in $7 million in ticket sales. Women over 55 made up 72% of the audience. The number one bestseller.
Getting us out of here. That should be your focus, not being Susie Homemaker over here.
What did you just say to me? The Disney thriller Send Help with $20 million. Number two.
For what purpose do we remain alone in the dark?
Indie horror film The Iron Lung, Shelter, and Zootopia 2 rounded out the top 5. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Disney is posting strong quarterly numbers powered by box office hits Zootopia 2 and Avatar Fire and Ash. The Walt Disney Company earned $2.4 billion last October to December. It says that it earned $2.6 billion a year ago. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
Now the local, district, and statewide news. Being brought to you by Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant dealer. Keeping you warm and cozy in winter and cool and comfortable in summer with a quality Bryant gas furnace or air conditioning system. And now the news.
Hey, good afternoon. It's 2:05. It is sunny and 29 outside the Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios. Injured, call today for your free consultation, 724-437-2799. Your local station, 590 AM, 101.1 FM, WMBS. I'm TJ DeStefano. We'll check sports and weather in just a bit. Penn State University announced today it is launching a program designed to help undergraduate students explore and navigate changing campuses. Penn State Pathways will begin this spring through its student orientation and transition program and will feature in-person events at 6 campuses: University Park, Abington, Altoona, Beaver, Barron, and Harrisburg, as well as virtual sessions. 7 campuses, Fayette, New Kensington, Mount Alto, Du Bois, Shenango, Wilkes-Barre, and York, will close at the end of the spring 2027 semester. Students last fall were the last class accepted to those campuses. It came down to the wire, but the Salvation Army Western Pennsylvania Division ended up exceeding its Red Kettle campaign fundraising goal. After thousands of donations from generous community members, the Salvation Army raised more than $2.4 million across 28 counties during the 2025 Red Kettle campaign. The total of $2,485,684 reached nearly 108% of the organization's fundraising goal. The funds raised during the annual campaign allow the organization to provide feeding initiatives, rent and utility assistance, youth empowerment, and spiritual programs. Governor Josh Shapiro will unveil his proposed budget to a joint session of the State House and Senate tomorrow. Shapiro's office did not provide any specifics on what will be included in the governor's budget proposal. This year's budget was late by 135 days and ended in mid-November. Lawmakers have missed their June 30th deadline to pass a budget in 14 of the past 22 years, including each of the past 4. The NFL will return to Spain this year. Michael Kastner has more.
The league announced a multi-year partnership Monday with the city of Madrid to host regular season games. This comes after Madrid hosted its first ever NFL regular season game last year. The NFL has so far confirmed 7 international games for 2026, with more to be announced. In addition to Madrid, they include games in Melbourne, Rio de Janeiro, Munich, and London. I'm Michael Kastner.
WMBS time is 2:08. Sports and weather after this.
439-2323. For 24-hour emergency service, call us when you need. We're Fayette's Heating and Air Conditioning, your service company.
Be prepared for bone-chilling winter weather. Have Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning install a Bryant high-efficiency furnace in your home to replace that old worn-out system you now have. Choose Bryant's Plus 90 gas furnace or other quality heating system to keep yourself and your family warm and toasty this winter. Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning will also keep your present furnace running at peak efficiency with their 15-point safety check and cleaning. Call Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning today for your appointment. 724-439-2323. That's Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant dealer, Route 119 north of Uniontown, located near Laurel Mall.
Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning. conditioning. 439-2323. 439-2323. 439-2323. 439-2323.
In sports, the Penguins, they're back in action tonight. They'll host the Ottawa Senators at PPG Paints Arena. The Pens are 28-14-11 and have won 6 in a row. We'll have the game on WMBS. The pregame is at 6 with face-off at 7. Super Bowl week has arrived. Super Bowl 60 is Sunday as the New England Patriots will take on the Seattle Seahawks at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. And we'll have all the action right here on WMBS Sunday, starting with the pregame at 5 o'clock, and kickoff will be at 6:30.
The local, district, and statewide news has been brought to you by Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant Dieter. Route 119 north of Uniontown, located near Laurel Mall. Phone 439-2323.
The Weather Watch is being brought to you by State Farm agent Nathan Ferguson. Call Nate at 724-438-7611 for life, home, car insurance, and more. Get a free quote now.
Sunshine continues this afternoon. 30 will be the high. Cloudy, a few snow showers tonight will drop to 25. And partly cloudy tomorrow. We'll have some snow showers. Tomorrow's high, 33. Right now, it is sunny and 29 outside of our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios at 2:10 on this Monday. I'm TJ DeStefano. On the way, we have hour 2 of What's on Your Mind with Russ Rhodes here on WMBS.
The Weather Watch has been brought to you by State Farm agent Nathan Ferguson. Nate is there for you. Call 724-438-7611 for life, home, car insurance, and more.
Hey, you looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle? Well, look no more, because with over 200 vehicles, Gary's Auto Sales is the largest used car dealer in the area. Whether you want a car, a truck, or an SUV, you'll absolutely find what you're looking for at Gary's. Gary's has been in business since 1974. You can visit them online at Gary'sAutoSales.com, or you can give them a call at 724-626-8080. Gary's Auto Sales. Many miles, many smiles.
That sneeze was in a different zip code, and I still felt the germs.
Relax, Randy. I went to Montgomery Medical. I'm fully shielded.
Like a flu shot?
Flu, COVID, the works. If you haven't caught up on your shots yet, they'll get you sorted in minutes. It's basically a suit of armor, but with less clanking. Then do the double shot. After Montgomery Medical, head over to Renew You MediSpa. I got their immunity IV drip.
A MediSpa?
You relax, you hydrate, and you give your immune system a VIP upgrade.
Montgomery Medical, a family tradition of family medicine.
Take the fact book.
Caring for an aging parent or a loved one with medical needs? Fact, Fayette Area Coordinated Transportation can help. Seniors 65 and older ride free on our fixed routes. People with disabilities get discounted shared rides. And if your loved one has medical assistance, their trips to doctors or treatment are covered under the shared ride program. Give them safe, reliable independence and yourself peace of mind. Call 724-628-RIDE or visit factbus.com. Fact, your community, your connection.
Having Hicks & Buzz Drugstore in Uniontown means reliability, quality, and service. Pharmacists Stephen Harper and Seth Miller gladly answer healthcare questions and take care of your prescription needs. Hicks & Buzz also offers free prescription delivery, mail-out service for snowbirds, and dependable courteous service, all part of their good neighbor way of doing business. Hicks & Buzz Drugstore, 304 Morgantown Street, phone 724-437-2828. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, Saturday till 3, closed Sunday at Hicks & Buzz Drugstore of Uniontown.
Your local station, WMBS.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Welcome back to Hour 2 of What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. We're going to continue with the open conversation. The WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line is 724-438-4593. What's on Your Mind brought to you by Gary's Auto Sales, Hicks & Buzz Drugstore, Coldwell Banker at Laurel Ridge Realty, and K2 Engineering. All right, just to kind of go back over my talking points, my talking subjects, if you will. Again, it's mine. If there's something else you want to talk about, by all means, give me a buzz. Would love to hear from you. President Trump has announced a new trade agreement with the country of India. The U.S. will be reducing tariffs on India products from 25% down to 18%. India, on the other hand, will move to eliminate its tariffs and non-tariff barriers on American products. Down in Florida, iguanas are once again falling out of trees because of the cold temperatures down there. Once the temperature hits 40 degrees, it starts affecting iguanas where their muscles basically kind of freeze up and they're no longer able to grasp and climb and move about. So if they're in a tree, they fall. This time of year also allows for the everyday Floridian to capture the iguana and take it to a wildlife center for, a painless death, supposedly, because iguanas are considered an invasive species down in Florida. But even though they are invasive, you're not allowed to kill them. You yourself, as a citizen, can't kill them. It's against the law. But when you go to capture, and you can't trap them either and move them, except when they are frozen. At which point you have to put them in a cotton bag or sack that you can securely close because you don't want them to escape. And then you have to put that secured sack into a cage type of thing for transport, whether that's a dog carrier or cat carrier, that you can lock it. Don't want them to figure out how to use a doorknob. Got to make sure it's locked so they can't get out. And then you have to write on the side of the cage or label it somehow as wildlife animal before you transport it to the wildlife center. President Trump has announced Project Vault. Project Vault will be close to a $12 billion investment in rare earth minerals that will be held in reserve just in case something breaks out and we don't have to rely on China that controls like 70 to 80% of the rare earth minerals on the planet. 1.67 billion of this almost 12 billion is coming from private companies contributing to this fund. Another $10 billion in loans from the U.S. Export and Import Bank. So Larry Krasner, the district attorney of Philadelphia, has said he will hunt down and prosecute wannabe Nazis. He's referring to ICE agents. Some consider that a threat of a federal agent, which is against federal law, and therefore Larry Krasner, some feel, should be prosecuted. So your thought about that? The Kennedy Center is closing down after the July 4th 250th birthday celebrations. It'll close for 2 years of renovations. The president hasn't announced how much it's estimated to cost, but Congress has already authorized $257 million to go towards repair, maintenance, and security at the Kennedy Center. Punxsutawney Phil, on the 140th anniversary of his prognostications, stated 6 more weeks of winter earlier today up in Punxsutawney. So are you going to survive? You going to make it the next 6 weeks before spring gets here? Don't know the latest update, but starting at about 6 a.m. Pacific time or 9 a.m. our time, a suburb of San Francisco has been experiencing a series of small earthquakes, ranging 8 to be exact, ranging in anywhere from 2.5 to 4.2 on the Richter scale. So what's going on out west? Is a major earthquake about to hit? I don't know. I guess we're going to have to pay attention out there. Let's see here. February 6th, Friday, starts the Winter Olympics in Milan and Cortina, Italy. Two cities are sharing the hosting duties for the Winter Olympics. 16 different sports with 116 medal events. Again, starts Friday, February 6th. Will you be watching? And then finally, Immigration and Custom Enforcement agents were in the state of West Virginia the past 2 weeks in operations designed to take illegal aliens off the streets. They were successful. 650 is the number they're reporting. And they worked hand in hand with state and local officials in West Virginia. Surprising we didn't hear anything about that. I wonder if it's because it was so peaceful. One of the cities that took part in this operation, Morgantown, just a few miles south of where my voice is coming from here in Uniontown. So that just about does it here on my list, other than Super Bowl. It is Super Bowl week. The big game, Super Bowl 60, is Sunday, coming from you, Levi Stadium in San Francisco. The Seahawks take on the New England Patriots, and Seattle is considered a 4.5-point favorite in this game. So who do you think? Who are you rooting for? Is it the New England Patriots with their first-year head coach, Mike Vrabel? Or is it the Seattle Seahawks? So give me a buzz on any one of those topics. If there's something else you want to chat about, by all means, give me a buzz. I want to hear from you. 724-438-4593. So I saw a little piece yesterday. Pirate Ace, Paul Skeens. Many of you may know, is dating a young woman by the name of Olivia Dunn. She goes by Livy. She was a gymnast at the Louisiana State University, LSU. They won the national championship while she was there. That's, by the way, that's the college that Paul Skeens went to as well. So they've been an item for a couple years now. She's helping him get ready for spring training. And actually, there's a international baseball contest coming up that Paul Skeens is going to be part of. So she's helping him get ready. She is standing in the batter's box as he throws his 90-mile-per-hour plus fastballs in her direction. So, a lot of couples, they do the trust fall thing. This kind of takes it to another level, doesn't it? It's one thing, and I know I'm going to be sexist here. I'm sorry. Excuse me. It's one thing for a guy to get up there in the batter's box and face a 90-mile-per-hour plus fastball. Because we kind of grew up with that in incremental speeds. Little league, it's not going to be 90 miles an hour, but, there's going to be, comparable heat. And you work your way up to it. That's one thing. Boy, that's really something else for a young lady to step into the batter's box. So I hand it to her on that. I played a lot of baseball growing up until 18 or so. when I realized my dream of being a major leaguer wasn't going to come to fruition, and I really had no desire to play softball. However, I faced some pretty good pitchers in my short career growing up. I can't imagine what 100-mile-per-hour fastball, which Paul Skeens throws quite often. I just can't imagine what that looks like when you are just 60 feet 6 inches away. And actually, by time, and that's just from home plate to the pitching rubber. That's not taking into account where the actual release point is of that ball because of the pitcher's motion, right? You got to figure that's probably getting pretty close to another 6 feet away from the rubber when that pitch is released. That's covering not a whole heck of a lot of ground in a very, very, very short amount of time. No wonder hitting a baseball is considered one of the hardest feats in all of sports to accomplish. So, anyway, so Paul Skeens getting ready for the Pirates season. Hopefully the Pirates will have a better year than they did last year and, actually compete for a playoff spot. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? All right, 724-438-4593. Mike McCarthy has named his defensive coordinator for the Steelers. I forget his name. So he is getting his staff together as they, I am sure, starting their own scouting process, what they're looking for, where they feel the Steelers have needs, where they have holes that need to be filled. Going to combines, going to the Senior Bowls that I don't know if they're done and over with yet or not. I don't know. But there's that all leading up to the NFL draft in April that's going to be held right here in Pittsburgh. So, we can still talk about Mike McCarthy as the new head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. 724-438-4593. One line's open. That means I got a call on the other line. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Hey, this is Mike from Fairchance.
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Good. You know what I heard this morning, and I never knew this. I don't watch a lot of movies, but I remember seeing Groundhog Day in bits and pieces a couple times, right?
Yep.
You know that thing was filmed in Illinois?
I
Googled it.
Yeah, I think I heard that at some point in time, Mike.
Yeah, they had a tavern there, a house there, a museum there, and they filmed it in Woodstock, Illinois.
Okay.
I never knew that. I just thought that was kind of like a bummer,
Yeah.
Here we are, they talk about Punxsutawney and they're filming it in Illinois.
Well,
And the other thing I want to say is I don't like either team that much, but I don't want New England to get another Super Bowl, so I'm going to be rooting for Seattle, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
And I want to tell you about something happened with my house here.
Sure.
Well, everybody's fighting with frozen pipes,
Yeah.
And my washing machine, there's no way I can get to the pipes. My addition is on a crawl space.
Okay.
Okay, so that's gravel and like 3/4 of block, and it's like a refrigerator down there.
Okay.
I got everything insulated, but when it's at zero for like 6 days, things freeze.
Yeah.
So my washing machine is frozen, and I'm waiting for it to thaw. And I've been taking a shower upstairs because it's just a little bit warmer.
Okay.
So this morning I come down to take a...
high, but she's not related.
Oh, yes. Anyway, he don't know you.
Oh, yes, she does.
Oh, my wife Zelma said hi.
Hi, Zelma.
Okay.
Hey, Ron.
Anyway, so I take a shower downstairs, which is right above my crawl space, right?
Yeah.
And the water's not going down. I got like 3 inches in the base of my shower because guess what? The trap is frozen.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I never, you don't think about that. You think about your water lines.
Yeah.
But your drain lines, that water was sitting in a trap for a couple of days because I hadn't been using it.
Yeah.
I was showering upstairs, and the daggone thing froze.
Oh, boy.
So now I got to boil a pot of water and try to pour the water down and hopefully it'll thaw out. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know either.
I'm 71 years old, and I'm not crawling back in that gravel all the way back to that corner, which is about 25 feet. There ain't no way I'm doing that. So I'll just wait until the thaw, I guess.
So, Mike, I do know, and I don't know whether plumbers are the only one that have this tool, or if you can go to Lowe's and install it yourself, which would call for you to, crawling under the house to do this. But it's basically some kind of electric coil that you can wrap around the pipes to
I know you can do that around the pipes, right? But I don't know. I guess you could do it around a 4-inch drain.
Yeah.
I guess. But that's a plastic drain. You wouldn't want it to melt.
True.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I guess I'll just start taking showers more often and keep the water moving, and it won't happen again.
Get one of those torpedo heaters and put it under the house and warm up the crawl space.
You'll be reading about the Fairchance Fire Department coming. I think I'll switch it to the spring.
Put the torpedo heater outside and aim it inside to a vent.
Okay, Russ. Have a good day, buddy.
Okay,
Bye.
Mike. Thanks for your call. Appreciate it. Hey, 724-438-4593. We're going to take a quick little break. Both lines are open. I'm looking forward to chatting with you right after this.
Route 21 Furniture, take the road to your perfect home.
Sleep well tonight. Try out a new mattress from Route 21 Furniture with a large selection of mattresses, all sizes and comfort levels, with great prices, free local delivery and setup, and financing options. Route 21 Furniture. Open weekdays 9 to 5, Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday noon to 4. 724-737-2222 or Route21Furniture.com.
Route 21 Furniture, take the road to your perfect home.
Your mental health is your most valuable asset. With 55 years of experience serving Western Pennsylvania, Chestnut Ridge Counseling Services is ready and able to assist you with all of your mental health needs. Offering over 20 specialized treatments, open access, and just-in-time scheduling means that you receive the treatment you need in a time-conscious fashion. Chestnut Ridge Counseling now offers telehealth, mental health urgent care with immediate access to a mental health professional with no appointment necessary. Call 724-437-0729. That's 724-437-0729 for mental health urgent care at Chestnut Ridge Counseling. Outpatient care options include individual, group, and family therapies, mental health and psychiatric evaluations, and medication services. Outpatient care and services are also available for patients under the age of 18, geared towards youth-centric problems and concerns. Take control of your mental health care with Chestnut Ridge Counseling Services. Call 724-437-0729 to set up an appointment or speak immediately with a mental health professional.
Look and you'll see there's a whole new Ford for you.
Happy New Year from Thurby's Riverside Ford. New year, new deals, and new vehicles. Just announced, new 2025 Ford Bronco and Bronco Sport come with $1,000 Ford bonus cash plus 2.9% Ford credit financing.
And the best-selling truck on the planet, the new 2025 Ford F-150 4x4 comes with $2,250 Ford bonus cash plus 2.9% financing. It may be cold outside, but the deals are hot. Are you thinking about a new 2025 Ford Maverick all-wheel drive pickup? Just announced, $1,000 Ford factory incentive on all Mavericks. We have the inventory and we've got the best deals.
Stop in and see Joey, Sammy, Jimmy, or Ashley at Thurby's Riverside Ford, located 1 mile past the casino at Nemacolin. Ford credit financing required. Offer ends January 31st, 2026. Thurby's Riverside Ford, your presidential award and one Ford elite dealer.
Casey's Sports Cafe, located at 243 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown and owned by the Vernon family, wants you to know they have new hours. Monday and Friday from 7 to 3, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday 7 to 7, and Saturday and Sunday 7 to 2. Come on into Casey's and check out their new menu ideas and entrees. They could also cater your next event. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Casey's is the place to eat. Call 724-550-4126. Casey's, the best in Fayette County.
Are you considering a project design and don't know where to start? K2 Engineering offers a wide range of professional civil, architectural, and municipal services to meet your individual project needs. Our versatility, combined with our personalized approach, is what sets us apart as a full-service engineering and consultation firm. To learn more about our services, please visit us on the web at www.k2engineering.net. K2 Engineering, where customer service is our priority.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has 2 convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borges.
Your local station, WMBS.
Good afternoon and welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. I'm still here. It's open conversation, so give me a buzz. Both lines are open, 724-438-4593. What do you want to chat about? One of the things on my list, or is there something else you want to chat about? So, what's been the hardest part of this cold snap for you? Has it been just the cold in general? Have you gone outside doing any shoveling? Cleaning off your car? I guess, as cars have gained more technology over the years, and this isn't every car that's out there, but a good portion are starting. I can tell you, I have really been enjoying the remote start feature on my car with its preset climate control, if you will. So, it's been nice. I can start my car up 5 minutes before I will plan on leaving, and when I get out there, it's already nice and toasty. So, you don't have that freezing, you know what I'm talking about. You get into a car and you start it up and you're just absolutely freezing for a couple minutes, sitting in that car, not doing anything, not moving until it starts to warm up a bit. Well, having the remote start, and again, I'm able to preset how hot I want it to become. Front defoggers on, back defoggers on, that type of thing. Heated seats, get those turned on. So that feature, I personally have been enjoying. So, but what about you? What have you had to deal with, I guess, in this cold? So that's something else we can add onto the conversation. 724-438-4593. Mike, our last caller, he talked about frozen pipes, also frozen drain pipes. So you don't hear about that too often, but when he brought it up, it did bring to mind a time that happened to us. We had traveled out to Delaware for the Polar Plunge, which, by the way, will take place this Sunday out there. It's always on Super Bowl Sunday. So the family had traveled out there to partake in it. We had some friends with us. And after the plunge was all said and done, we were back in our hotel room to shower and get warm and get on the road. The drain in the shower was frozen. So, yeah, we kind of had to do the same, deal with that problem as well. Something you don't want to do when you're trying to get, ocean water off of you and warm up. So 724-438-4593. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
How you doing?
Good, yourself?
All right,
Good.
pretty good.
Good,
I've been watching a lot of television the last couple of weeks.
Have you?
Yeah, and I come to the conclusion I don't recognize this country anymore.
Okay.
It's not the same. It's not the same country I grew up in. It seems that it's full of hate, divisiveness. It's just seems like it's tearing itself apart. We're so divided amongst the people. I don't understand it. And just like this immigration, why don't they do it? Why don't they take the Border Patrol and ICE back to the border? They got the border secure. Why don't they do it like President Eisenhower did? He deported over 1 million people. Barack Obama, he deported even more than that. You never heard all this controversy and the people being divided. But this president here seems like he takes great pleasure into dividing us like he's doing.
So
now, I don't know how you feel about it.
Pete, let me ask you here. You brought this up yourself.
Right.
You brought up President Obama.
Right.
He got the nickname of the deporter-in-chief.
Right.
Because he had large numbers. And
Right.
he was going into cities just like what's going on now, using
Right.
using ICE agents
Right.
to go after illegal aliens and deport them.
Right.
And as you said, there was nothing going on. They did it. We didn't have any problems with it. But now it is.
Well, no, but he did it the way like it didn't divide us. And who stopped Obama? Wait a minute now. Let me finish. Who stopped Obama from deporting people? It was the Republican Party that brought lawsuits against him. I think he even took it to the Supreme Court that he was overstepping his bounds about what he was doing. Now, I don't know if you remember that or not.
I
but
don't.
that happened.
Honestly, I don't remember that, Pete.
Yes.
Yeah.
Republican Party stopped. And one of the reasons was he was raiding the businesses, the companies that hired him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, these companies, I got firsthand experience with these companies that hired illegal immigrants. There was a lot of companies. I can name you a whole bunch, but you probably won't let me use their names. Even in Uniontown, I worked for a power plant for a while, and they used to bring in immigrants all the time, and they would bring them in at night when nobody would see them. That goes on. Americans have used immigrants forever, but the way we're doing it is humane. It's humane. I don't know how you feel about it. I mean, do you like seeing? I just seen on their television. There's hundreds of kids in these concentration camps.
First off, they're not concentration camps.
Well, I call them concentration camps.
That's part of the divisiveness right there, Fred or Pete.
Right,
I'm sorry.
Right.
Some of this starts with us. Starts with you. Starts with me. So stop using the word concentration camp.
Okay, what do you want me to use?
They're detention centers.
Okay, detention centers, and mine is about the same thing. You round up people that don't want to be there.
And they're not supposed to be here in the... Let's remember one thing. We got to go back to the very beginning here. The United States has immigration laws on the books. They have laws that say, yes, you are allowed to come to this country, but you have to go through these steps in order to come here legally. If you don't follow these steps and you come into this country, you are here illegally. You are breaking the law.
Right, okay? And I understand that. I agree with that part.
What happened? So they're technically a criminal. What do you do?
Now, wait a minute.
No. If you break the law, you're accused of breaking the law, and let's put it a different way, okay? Let's put it a different way. Fred, I come to your house, and, okay, you're not there at the time, and I walk in, and I sit down on your sofa, I turn on the TV, I go to your refrigerator and get a snack, and I just start eating. You come home, what are you going to do? You're going to call the police, and you're going to have me arrested, and I'll be charged with illegal entry. And I'll be taken to prison, right? I'll be taken to jail where I will face...
Right, I broke the law, right?
Yes.
You broke the law. If you come here illegal, you break the law.
So that's what these immigrants are doing. And now you talk about their kids being there. Well, okay, so here's another scenario. All right, I'm driving down the road. I've got my 5-year-old in the back seat, and I'm pulled over for suspicion of drunk driving. I'm taken into custody, and if my wife can't be found to take custody of our 5-year-old son, they're going to call Children and Youth Services, who that government agency will take care of our 5-year-old son. So it's no different when an illegal alien is caught in this country illegally and they have a child. You're not going to put a child in a adult prison, are you? So you're going to put them in another type of protective facility.
Well, yeah, you put them in there with adults and all kind of people, but again, this is the way, I don't see it that way. Okay. Under the Constitution, people come across the border and ask for asylum, and they claim about 80% of the people that's here did that. And what did President Trump do? He fired almost all the immigration judges. Even right now, he hasn't hired back very many. So they can't have their hearings. But while they're waiting for hearings, they're allowed to be in this country. They're rounding up these people that's coming through the process of our Constitution. And it's Donald Trump that's breaking the law.
In President Trump's first term, he instituted wait in Mexico policy. So you could get on your list, you came to the border, you presented yourself, and you gave them your name and everything and your information, and you say, I'm here, I want to seek asylum. The policy of the United States was, fine, you're going to get a hearing on this, but you're going to wait in Mexico, and we'll call your name when we're ready.
No, that's not the way it's supposed to be. That's not the way the Constitution says.
That's how it was in the Trump administration, and
that's how he did it.
And it was working. And then as soon as President Biden got in office, he canceled it all. Now, I'm going to bring up something else, and I brought this up earlier in the show when I talked about West Virginia with their 2-week operation down there. One thing that took place in West Virginia and also took place during the Obama administration, and the Trump administration would like to see more of this as well, was cooperation with the local law enforcement agencies in apprehending these illegal aliens. The problem comes, and by the way, there were sanctuary cities during the Obama administration as well. The difference was those officers helped, those law enforcement in those sanctuary cities helped go after the illegal aliens. So why is it that sanctuary cities allowed their police force, their law enforcement agencies to help ICE during the Obama administration, but they won't during the Trump administration? What is the difference?
I don't have a clue about that part. That's the way I like to see it. I would like to see it done. Being like I say, a veteran, growing up in this country, singing "God Bless America," Statue of Liberty. But I would like to see it like this. I would like to see ICE, Border Patrol go back to what they did before. I would like to see the Congress come up with an immigration bill. President George Bush Jr. tried to get one, and the Republicans killed that. And then Barack Obama tried to get an immigration bill. So did Biden.
And Biden almost had one, and Trump wouldn't let the Republicans pass it because he needed it for election. But I would like to see, we have 230 million people in America. Okay, I would like to see
Actually,
a
I
new
believe it's
immigration.
360, but go ahead.
Well, we can debate that because I see that all the time on there. But anyway, I would like to see a new immigration bill putting these people out on hold right now. Go after the criminals, that's okay. But let these people become citizens, the ones that's in here. It's been here for years, that hasn't caused any trouble, it's worked. Let them become citizens. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to be, if we keep doing what we're doing, we're going to destroy this country and this democracy.
Okay.
We're going to divide this country so bad that we're going to end up in some kind of daggone war or some kind of catastrophe.
All right.
Anyway, that's how I feel about it, and I appreciate you letting me
Pete.
have a say.
Not a problem.
All right.
Enjoy chatting with you in the debate. We'll do it again, I'm sure. Thanks, Pete. Hey, both lines are open, 724-438-4593. Got to take a quick little break, but when we come back, well, you and I together, we're going to close out hour 2 and today's version of What's on Your Mind right after this.
Zen's Antiques and Home Decor, a part of the Cinder Shack family of vendors where you can find both antique and new furniture, collectibles, housewares, gift items including jewelry and candles, and so much more. Follow Zen's Antiques and Home Decor on Facebook for new items and information on upcoming events. Zen's Antiques and Home Decor in Building 2 at 3391 National Pike in Farmington. Zen's Antiques and Home Decor.
Uniontown Liquidation Outlet wants to thank you for borrowing our special pay at 2025. Come shop with us for the lowest prices around. We have toys, home goods, tools, electronics, and much more. We offer layaway, so stop in today and ask us how it works. We are located inside the Uniontown Mall.
The Uniontown Liquidation Outlet. Visit us on Facebook, Uniontown Liquidation Outlet.
Hope to see you soon.
It's not just another sale, it is the February floor sample clearance at Chesler's Fine Furniture, located on Route 51 in Uniontown. There are no gimmicks involved, just great values on beautiful home fashions for every room in your house. You'll find items such as genuine Lazy Boy rocker recliners for just $429, solid oak 5-piece dinettes featuring Formica tops for $13.99. If you prefer all wood sets, they start at just $5.99. For the family room, sofas start at only $4.99 with love seats and chairs to match. Chaise sofas for relaxing comfort are priced at $6.29 and up. Chesler's has top grain leather sofas, love seats, chairs, and sectionals in stationary and reclining in stock from Lazy Boy, Best Home Furnishing, and Craftmaster. Entertainment centers are sale priced from $159. Those with an electric fireplace start at $3.99. Every piece of bedroom furniture, every piece of living room and dining room furniture, every piece of furniture at Chesler's will be on sale. Credit terms and delivery are available with 90 days same as cash. Couples Comedy with married comedians Tom Cotter and Carrie Louise comes to the State Theater Center for the Arts Friday, February 13th at 8 p.m. for a hilarious Valentine's performance. An America's Got Talent Season 7 finalist and one of the funniest comics today, Tom Cotter, and Carrie Louise, a Last Comic Standing finalist, are sure to make it an uproarious Galentine's night out. For tickets, call 724-439-1360 or online at statetheater.info. Recommended for those 16 and over. WMBS high school basketball coverage is proudly sponsored by the law firm of Goodwin Como. Voted Fayette County's best attorney, Benjamin F. Goodwin, and the award-winning Goodwin Como team have been trusted by your friends and neighbors for nearly 2 decades. From estate planning and administration to personal injury, workers' compensation, property matters, family law, and criminal defense, they deliver dedicated, personalized representation when it matters most. With 2 convenient offices in Uniontown and Bell Vernon, visit GoodwinComo.com or call them at 724-438-1616 for your free initial consultation. Goodwin Como, righting wrongs, securing justice.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. We've got about 5 minutes left in today's show. Yeah, maybe 6. 5.5. We'll cut the difference there. 724-438-4593. Both lines are open. No waiting. Give me a buzz. Would love to chat with you. So I enjoyed the little give and take, the little debate with Pete and myself. It was fun. It was fun. He's got his opinion. I've got my opinion. I don't know that we changed anybody's opinion, either one's opinion on there at all. Other than the fact I will agree with him that I would like to see Congress get their act together and come up with some legislation that both sides can agree to. I'm not necessarily saying give citizenship, but some kind of process that will allow the majority to maybe stay. That might be a decent compromise. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Oh, hi, Russ.
Yes.
This is Mark calling.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here having a glass of wine, listening to your conversation with Pete.
Uh-huh.
I got to admit, this country is not what it used to be.
No.
I was at last night. Was it the 60th anniversary of the Grammys on television or
I know it was on. I don't know what anniversary it was. I haven't watched an awards show, and I don't know how long.
Yeah, I gather you didn't see it, huh?
No.
Well, you didn't miss anything.
Uh-huh.
Because all I did last night was channel surf, and I did stop in just for a few minutes just to see what. Who else did I catch? Lady Gaga.
Okay.
This country has reached new degrees in weirdness, Russ.
Okay.
It ain't what it used to be. I don't know what she had on.
Uh-huh.
Now I got to a couple of years. It was 2 years ago. It was at the the 60th anniversary of The Sound of Music, and she sang that song that what was her name sang in the movie.
Well, there was a number of songs that Julie Andrews sang.
Yeah, but she did sing her main. She can sing, Russ. She has a voice on her.
Yes, she does.
I have to admit that, but I can't get past everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But this country has definitely changed.
Yeah.
Russ, it's funny about the Grammys. It was originally started by the artists from the 40s and 50s. It was originally started because the people of rock and roll were still in their thunder.
Okay.
They thought they didn't have a town. It was started by Frank Sinatra and the other people, and that's who started the Grammys at first.
Mm-hmm.
That's something you didn't know. So when we talked about the weather now, maybe?
Yeah, well, but back to the Grammys real quick. I guess they have a new category this year. Best podcast. And and I don't listen to any. I mean, I know of them, and there's a couple of them I know about. Joe Rogan apparently is the leader. Most people think he didn't get a nomination for it. And we find out that he had to pay a fee to get nominated, and he said no. So, but all right, talk about I want to be the best. I'm gonna pay. I want to be known as the best. I'm gonna pay to make sure that happens. Okay.
Well, in my head, it might have had some commercial value. If it does, they'll charge you a few bucks for it. That's the way America's working today.
All right. So you started saying about the weather.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, I think now it's been 10 days we haven't gone above freezing, and I think it'll be next Monday before we do, from the weather report.
Could be.
Yeah,
I think you're about right on that. Yeah, and they're talking up into the 40s next week even.
Yeah, it's so it's almost 2.5, 3 weeks before we get above freezing.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And Russ, I have some nice photographs here of my garden. I'm standing next to my 9-foot corn and my delicious red tomatoes.
Okay.
And I'm thinking about the garden.
Yep.
It ain't here. It's just covered in snow.
Probably wearing just shorts, no T-shirt, right?
Yeah. I got a picture of it.
Yeah. Okay.
In fact, I sent a photograph of my brother in my garden. Took a nice photograph of the tomatoes, He actually had to go out and buy some tomatoes and make himself a breakfast sandwich. It made it so delicious. He said it looked like it belonged in a magazine. I took such a good photo.
Good. Good. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You're surviving the cold, though.
Oh, yeah. I just staying home, watch it. And I don't go out. Little as possible, Russ. You don't want to go out there and get a flat tire. You want to try fix no flat tire today, we'll break down.
I hear you on that. I hear you.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
All righty, my friend.
All right. That's all I got for today, Russ.
All right, Mark. Appreciate it. Thanks for your call. We'll do it again, I'm sure.
Right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, guess what?
That pretty much does it for today's show. Want to thank all the callers. Had some great calls. Well, they're always great calls, all of them. So thank you for that. It makes my job a little easier, and the time flies by when you're having fun. So we'll do this again tomorrow. I'll be back in this seat for another version. In the meantime, CBS News is next, followed by TJ. This is WMBS Uniontown, 3 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. The 84-year-old mother of Today's Show co-host Savannah Guthrie is missing. In Pima County, Arizona, where Nancy Guthrie lives, Sheriff Chris Nano says,
We saw some things at the home that were concerning to us. We believe now